Okay, now we're going to talk about playtime. After your baby's tummy is nice and full, you can use this time to play with your baby. Every baby needs some form of playtime or some amount, about 1 hour to 2 hours of playtime depending on their age at this stage. So playtime, basically there are 4 different stages. There's 0 to 3 months, 4 to 6 months, 7 to 9 months, and 10 to 12 months. The first stage is the newborn stage. Baby usually just eat, sleeps, and poop. There's basically these 3 things, and they are a little bit more immobile, so there's not as many games you can play with them. But for our baby, she can already lift her head up since the day she was born. She can already flip over since she was a week old. So she was more physically developed than other kids. Expert will recommend, from Baby Center, will recommend 10 different games you can play with your baby. Here it is. And baby at this stage actually really loves repetition. So you can give these games a shot. Number 1 is Whisper a Secret. Number 2, Play Peekaboo. Number 3 is Touch and Tickle. Number 4 is Have a Roll Around. Number 5, Look in the Mirror. Number 6 is Shake Shake Noise. Make some noise. And then the next one is Dance 2 Steps. Number 9 is Take a Bike Ride. And number 10 is Go Up and Away. So depending on your baby's needs, you can try out all these different kinds of games. One of my favorite is Peekaboo. My baby will love Peekaboo whenever you do Peekaboo. When she sees a boo part, sees a point when your face disappear and comes right back out, this is when she gets really excited, and she will let out a loud, happy scream. And so this is one of the games I would play, and sometimes I would show her a mirror so she can look at the mirror. And some of the other games that I have that are a little bit more unique is this one. This game there's a little ball inside, so you give it to the baby when you're in the car. So some babies don't like the car seat and don't like to be in a really long car ride for over 30 minutes. So I would give my baby this for her to play with. She likes to explore objects, so she would observe it for over 20 minutes. So this will usually last her 20 to 30 minutes. And then these are something you buy. I bought this on Amazon. You can hook it on top of the car seat where there's a little holder. You can hook it on top of it, and your baby, like your 3 months old, some of them can already reach and grab objects. Our baby can already do that at 4 months, and she can after 4 to 5 months she can switch. 5 months old, she can switch from one object, from one hand to the other, and switch objects from side to side. So this one, you can hang it on your car seat, and your baby pull on it and make noises. This one will usually last her 30 minutes. So these are some of the games moms can consider for newborns. The next stage is between 4 to 6 months, which is the infant stage. There are 10 games you can also play with your baby girl or boy. Here they are. Number 1 is Lift Off. Number 2 is Shake It Up. Number 3 is Blow Bubbles. Number 4 is Play Peekaboo. Number 5 is Put on a Silly Hat. Number 6 is Touch and Tickle. Number 7 is Make Music. Number 8 is Look at Pictures. Number 9, Play Ball. Number 10 is Do Pull-Ups. One of my husband's favorite games with his baby girl is actually Superwoman, like Supergirl. So he would like to lift the baby up and down in the air like this, and it would actually make the baby really happy, or makes it look like you're going on a roller coaster ride, going shoo, shoo. So this is something my husband does with her baby, and with this stage, she can actually, some babies around 6 months, this is when they start crawling and they're more active. They're able to grab toys from their toy pit, and they're actually able to roll around, flip over from side to side, from back to front. And our baby, since she was 4 months old, she was able to sit up really well, and she's able to crawl by 5 months. But she actually started crawling a lot better and in full speed when she's 7 months old. So she was very mobile, and she's very sensitive to her sound. Music is her favorite thing, so if you play a rhythm or play any form of music, she would always get very entertained, and she would stay entertained and happy for a while. So this toy is actually a friend gave us this, and this actually lasts for an hour or two. This is like, there's music, there's like a little knob at the bottom, which you turn it on and off. See, and it comes with English, Chinese, different versions. This is where the volume is, with the little bunny's tail has a little button, and then there's a menu button where you can select different kinds of songs. There's an English, Chinese, there's storytellings. There's one that asks you different questions about the world and answers different questions kids have. So this music toy actually lasts to the kid to about like 5 or 6 years old, because this is very useful, and you can use sound or different kinds of toys to play with the baby. This is one of my favorite. There's also another one, is like a musical little booklet. It also very informational or very educational, because it teaches my baby different kind of instrument. Like on the side right here, if I were to turn on the sound, so on the side right here, this is a guitar. Okay, so if I were to change it like this, yellow. They tell you what they are, like drums. Green. The different colors. Blue. Purple. So there are different like instruments, and they teach us the kids what they are. You can flip the pages, and every single page sings a different musical. It's time to sing. All right, and then there's this one has actually 3 different functions. One just plays pure music. The other one plays music with singing, and the other one is just for singing by itself. So it's very, very useful. You can sing with your baby, and this one it has different nursery rhymes. This one is Little Boy Blue, A Tisket a Basket, and then Old MacDonald Had a Farm, Hi Diddy Diddy, and then there's the music version and the singing version, and then there's Are You Sleeping? And here we go on the mulberry bush. So you can have all the fun with your baby. So this one is one of my favorite, and also the rabbit. And something else that I do with my baby is that I like to, when we go out to the park, when I push her on a stroller, sometimes I like to introduce her to different objects. Say if I go to the grocery store, I would show her, oh, this is an apple. And this is another way to teach her baby, and also a fun game for the baby to play, and she can also learn something. So different objects, if I see that there's birds flying in the sky, I'll tell her, oh, there's a birds flying in the sky. And so everywhere we go is an opportunity for her to learn new things. So that's another way you can teach your baby. So the next stage would be 7 to 9 months old, and there's 3 different games you can play with your baby. One is called Touch It, Hold It, and Bang It. You can pretty much make sounds with different instruments such as drums, keyboards, or you can create your own using bowls, chopsticks, pots, and plates, and different forks and spoons. And basics is very simple. It's kind of like the musical in Tarzan with the chimpanzees and how they make these music. And also another game you can play with them is called I Can Control the World. I Can Control the World is basically you can try like different light switch, like turning on and off the light switch is like a cause and effect, and different ways for the baby to learn how the world works around her. And also my baby's favorite game is the cause and effect game, which is you throw a ball, someone picks it up for you, and you throw it again. To her it's like a fun game for her to play. And another game you can play with your baby would be role play and playhouse. This is the age which she started to recognize different family figures like mom and dad and how different they are. So you have a teapot set, you can play house with your baby. And 3 of my baby's favorite toys, one of them is this one. It's like beads. It's like different colors where baby likes to touch and explore the different colors and shapes. It looks like something like this. You can easily buy it at Toys R Us. And then another one of her favorite toy is like a cookie jar. This is like a little toy. There's different shapes like a triangle, a square, and you put it right in the slot to where you teach baby different colors and shapes. And this has a musical where you press, which makes sounds. Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Another game, which is one of my baby's favorite favorite toy, is this little doggy, because this is she's at the age where she can actually crawl really well and she can go full speed. So she would usually follow this doggy around the house, even in her walker. And this dog looks very animated. It walks and barks just like a dog and interacts with you and reacts just like a dog. So if you touch it, it's injured, it'll tell you. So this is like one of my baby's favorite game with her.
Hello, my name is Harry. I want to be your friend. Can we play together?
This is not exactly the last stage, but basically when your baby gets older than, so this is between 10 to 12 months old baby. When the baby gets older, she can pretty much play any kind of game, and you can get the building blocks of these toys can get harder and harder. So at this age, our baby has been starting to walk a few steps. So there are different fun games you can play with your baby. Number 1 is rearrange and rearrange. Basically means you can rearrange the furniture. You can tell your baby, come get mommy a pot, or come get mommy like a diaper, and then she can go grab it for you and move it to a different location. So another game you can play with them is the endless cruise. So you can, run around with the baby, around train tracks or anything. Another game is Top That Kid. You can go on a racing game, whether it's cars or planes or just walking or crawling in general. And then the bath is fun. This is one of my baby's favorite games as well. She really likes to play with water, so whenever my husband and I bathe her, she would always like splash the water or get her little ducky in the water and swim around with the water and swim with her little ducky. And so this is another game you can play with your baby. And when your baby gets a little bit older, like 2, maybe a year and a half and up, you can, and this is good for a 1-year-old too. You can let her play with this, where you can create sounds with this instrument. You can this is another toy you can play. Looks something like this. And then later on, I'm going to post some pictures of different games for older kids, 3 and up. You can have a little mini piano for the baby to play with, and there's a little mini table with different kinds of recreational activities with different theme, like ocean theme, and the baby can press the buttons and learn different sounds and what they mean, and different letters and what they mean. And this is a drawing pad for kids that are a little bit older, like 2 and up. So when the baby gets older, you can get her to draw and erase. So this is another game you can play with kids that are 1 and up. Well, thank you for watching. If you're interested in getting to know more about any of these related topics, please, you feel free to drop me a question. You can always visit my baby's website called Annabelle's Mini Paradise.
Dada.
Meow.